Hello everyone, I am Tela and today we're going to play as Muscovy in Europa Universalis 5. As you might know, our starting situation isn't the best, because we start subjugated by the Mongols and as a lesser partner in our union. But our game plan in this game is simple, as we're going to aggressively expand in Russia and then break free from the Tatar Yoke. This video can be used as a guide to learn not only about Muscovy, but also for most of the game mechanics. And if you'd like to see a second part about it, let me know by liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below. Now, enough with the yapping, so let's start with our setup. So the first thing we're going to do, as always, is to select our rivals, and I'm going to select the Golden Horde, for obvious reasons, and then Sweden and Norway. The only reason why I've done these two instead of someone else in Russia is because I want to get the least antagonism I can. So if I need to improve relations with someone, then I'm going to improve relations just to not get coalitioned, and if they are my rival, they are not going to have good relations with me. This is why I do Sweden and Norway instead. But if you wanna do someone else in southern Russia, then it's completely up to you, and it's completely fine to do it. Now for the state setup, I'm going to take my first two reforms, autocracy as always, and then for the second one, it doesn't matter so much because we're going to change it as soon as we get an event that gives us two special reforms for Russia. So I'm going to take either feudal nobility or diplomatic traditions. I think I'm going with feudal nobility because I don't want to have conciliatory right now, because as I said in the intro, I'm going to expand aggressively, right? And yeah, later I'll just change it for something else. Now, as you can see, the boyars are very influential, so we are going to try to give privileges to everyone else, such as the tribes, which are going to get pasture access, and I'm trying to not give so many privileges to the boyars, because yes, they are already very powerful. For now, I'm going to grant common militias to the commoneers, embellish great works of faith, and religious advisory council for the clergy. Then building rights for the burghers, and I think I'm not going to grant anything else, at least for now. Then for the values, I'll have to flip my decentralization for centralization, my traditionalism for innovative, my spiritualism for humanist, my aristocracy, I'll have to make it go to the middle, serfdom is completely fine, conciliatory is better than belligerent, but I think we want to have belligerent early game and then flip to conciliatory. Then we're on quantity, which is fine, I just have to take care to not go into quality by mistake. Offensive defensive, I don't care. Land naval, I don't care. Traditional economy is better than capital economy, and communalism does fine for now, but I'd like to flip to individualism after carving the boyars. So this is going to be later on. Now this is our land situation, very bad trade goods, pretty much all of this is just food, and we have very little control of these southern areas because we don't even have a core, or we haven't even integrated them. So I'm going to release these southern provinces as the Grand Principality of Kolomna, just like this, and make them a vassal. They will be disloyal at the start, but it's completely fine. We'll get to it later, not to worry. For our advanced tree, we're going to go with max RGOs and construction speed. We can ignore institution growth for now, because the institutions are going to spawn in Italy and we are very far from Italy, so we're not going to get them anytime soon, no matter if we get this or not. We might take diplo capacity later if we lack some diplo capacity to make more vassals. Now, classic cabinet actions, we're going with convert province and we're going to convert to our capital, and then we're going to assimilate pops into our culture and make everyone in our capital again Muscovite. This is because we want to maximize the income from the provinces where we actually have control. And for our cabinet members, we don't have many options, but we are not going to take the boyar. For obvious reasons, we don't want the boyars to be even more influential than they are right now. Then fix the sliders, and as you can see there are two that don't do anything. The first one is the tribes tax, no matter how much we tax them, they are not going to give us any money. And the minting slider. As you can see, we can't mint because we don't have access to either silver or gold. And in case you were wondering, there's no way to get gold or silver from any neighboring market because they don't have a surplus. So yeah, we'll have to deal with this. We will get access to many sources of gold once we start pushing eastwards, and even more once we get to Siberia. But yeah, for now it is what it is, guys. Now it would also be nice to put our diplomats to work, so we want to start improving relations with Kolomna and the most important members of our union. Basically everyone in the union except for Uglitz, because yeah, they are very relevant and they might even get annexed or vassalized by Yaroslavl. Then with our spare money we are going to do the same as always. Open our RGO builder and start expanding our RGOs. We are going to try to focus Moscow and this province right there, Bronitsky. It's our only province with a good trade route. So we're going to do this too, and then wait until we can keep expanding more RGOs. And with all of this, you have finished your setup. So now it's time to unpause. Now after some month ticks, I have enough stability and money, so I'm going to go to our Christians vow privileges and I'm going to revoke communal lands. This is because I really don't want to have any decentralization modifier. Once you get this event, you can either click on this option to gain some trust with the Golden Horde, which isn't important because it's your rival and you're going to declare on them to break away from them, and they will get some more money from everyone in the Tatar Yoke, and everyone in the Tatar Yoke will hate you a bit more. So, in my opinion, it doesn't make sense to click on this option, and I think gambling this option is way better, even if you get the bad outcome. This event is kind of interesting, but to sum it up, if you take this, take it for the trade advantage, because it's good. If you wanna go with this, do it for the local monthly prosperity. The total prosperity is higher than the one you get by this event. And ideally, don't take this option because I feel like it's the worst out of all of the three options. But yeah, it's completely up to you. I'm going to take the first one because I feel trade advantage is way better than anything the other two options give. Once you can call the parliament, your first Duma, ideally you have to take whatever has the highest acceptance. I'm going to go with host army exercises, and this is because the first thing I'm going to do is to fabricate a casus belli on Tver, just like this. This is because if you annex someone, it's just like in EU4. If you annex someone, then you take the vassals they had as your vassals. So we are going to focus Tver, Yaroslavl, and Ryazan and Smolensk because they have vassals and we can take a lot of land for very little antagonism. Now, the war might seem hard, and it is. Don't get me wrong, it is hard to fight Tver, especially if they are allied with Rostov, but it's doable. What you need to do is to neutralize their vassals or their allies and then siege down Tver. Just don't hyper focus on sieging down Tver because you are not going to out-siege all of your rivals at the same time. Now, once you can declare, just go ahead and do it, just like this, declare war. You might want to co-belligerent Rostov, but if they are not going to join the war, then this is going to be way easier for you. Now, be sure to not have great relations with them, right? I had to insult Tver to not have good relations with them. And after being sure, then you can just go ahead, declare, select your casus belli, of course, and then declare war, okay. Raise all of your levies and gather them up, then, as I said, siege down the vassals so they can't summon more troops and then go for Tver itself. Just like this, as I said, siege down every vassal Tver has, and then go and siege down Tver itself. If they had some ally, such as Rostov, then ideally you should occupy Rostov or any ally they had first before starting to siege down the vassals. But yeah, it's the same, it doesn't matter if they have an ally or not. So yeah. As you can see, they are losing troops to attrition. Let me skip 1 month. Look at it. They lost 50, I think it was 50 or 60, I don't know. And they are not getting replenished because they don't have any province right now on their land. This is our key to victory, as I said. Now for the peace deal, take these 2 provinces owned by Tver, but do not take these 2 owned by Kashin and Klin. Now take max money and send the demand. As you can see, we have annexed Tver and we are most probably going to release it, but we have also taken Kashin and Klin for ourselves without any antagonism increase. Now, as I said, released Tver as a vassal because, yeah, it would take a lot to integrate these provinces, and you have now doubled your size in a single war. Now, as soon as you get to the age of the Renaissance, you have to pick between one of these 3. I recommend going either admin, exclusively because of the proximity cost. You know how strong proximity cost is. Diplo, because of the subject income. As you might have realized already, we are going to play with a lot of subjects. Even if we want to eventually integrate them, we are going to have a lot of subjects for many time. And yeah, as I said, I feel either admin or Diplo are both good picks, even if Mill has some decent ideas, such as Torrent's ideas, because as you can see, we are going to expand eastwards, right? And all of this land eastwards is either pagan, Sunni, or Tengri. So yeah, this is good, but I don't feel like it's as good as these 2. I'm going with admin because as I said, I feel proximity cost is one of the best modifiers you can stack right now. Then for the Age of the Renaissance, Advances 3, I'm going to first go this way and take max RGO size and food production, but not maximum RGO size in towns and cities. This is because, as you might know, once you promote something, some location, to a town or to a city, you get less food production from it, right? And as you have seen, because I've showed you earlier, pretty much all of our provinces are food provinces, so we don't want to upgrade them to towns or cities, so we're not going to take this, at least yet. And then on this side, I'm going to go with subjects' opinions, diplomatic cost, and then of course proximity cost. Once anyone in the union starts voting for established seniority, go ahead and vote for established seniority yourself. As you can see, this will make you the senior partner of the union. Now, something very important has happened right now. Our first ruler has passed out, and as you can see, this has also weakened the Muscovite Vladimirian Union. Why is this? Because Veliki Novgorod has left the union. And why did they do this? Well, they do it because they are a republic, and republics are still kind of scuffed in EU5. As you can see, they now have a regent for some reason. Even though they are a republic, they shouldn't be able to have a regent. But let me show you what happens after a month ticks. See, we've even got this event. It's time to humiliate Veliki Novgorod. And I feel like we're going to use this casus belli, and we might even snatch Pskov and Biatka for ourselves. Now, this is also very important. As soon as you can replace your cabinet members for members of your crown, such as in this case I can replace this guy for Ivan Rurikovich, and this guy for, where is it, Andriy Rurikovich, just go ahead and do it. Maybe even promote one of these guys to head of the cabinet, because we want to get more crown power by doing this. As you can see, we've got just 25 crown power because of this, and we can get even more by granting them the head of the cabinet to any of them. Again, be sure to not have good relations with them. I had to insult Novgorod before declaring this war to get a tinier stab hit, and now I just select my casus belli claims on province, take Tatar Yoke, and declare war. This should be a very easy war because we already have a lot of vassals, which would help us with a lot of their levies. So yeah, now just declare, siege their capital first, and then piss them out. I'll show you how to piss them out. Then for your second parliament, you have to do again what we did on the first one. On the first one, we made a claim on Tver because they had vassals, and then we annexed Tver and got their vassals for free. So, what do you have to do now? Check who has vassals now. In my game, it's Yaroslavl. They have a lot of vassals. So, if I declare and annex Yaroslavl, I will also get Uglik, Rostov, Yuriev Polski for free. So I'm going to make a claim on Yaroslavl, on whichever province, ideally the one with higher pops, and save this casus belli because once you finish this war, you will declare on Yaroslavl. Be sure though to start improving opinion with everyone around you before doing this huge peace deal we're about to do with Novgorod. This is because if you take a lot of land from someone, then your antagonism will obviously be high, right? So maybe you don't care about Yaroslavl having a lot of antagonism towards you because you are going to annex them. Or you don't care about Kostroma having a lot of antagonism towards you because they are your junior partner. But you do care if Smolensk, Ryazan, Polotsk, Vitebsk, Toropets, Rzev, all of these guys have antagonism towards you. So start improving relations with them in this preemptive way, right? Do do not tell me I didn't warn you, right? As always, once the Black Death comes, move your court into hiding, isolate the country, expel the sick, present scapegoats, and pray for the best. If for any reason Pskov has freed themselves, they tend to do this actually, I've seen it happening more than once and more than twice, piece them out separately, make them give you war reps, full access, max money, and make them a vassal and humiliate them, then send a demand. At least this is what I will do. It gives you more AE, of course, but now you have an extra nice fort vassal, making a border with the Teutonic Order, Estonia, and it's close to Sweden and Lithuania. So yeah, I think it's nice to have them, but if you just white piece them or take money or whatever and don't actually conquer anything from them, then it's completely fine as well. Now this is the peace deal with Novgorod. You have to start the Sufor peace, of course, and make them give you Oreshek and Vyatka. If they haven't freed Pskov and you don't have it yet, then make them give you Pskov as well. Then you have to make them dismantle all of their forts because you are going to fight them again at some point, and then take as much whole provinces as your antagonism lets you take. In this case, as you can see, I'm trying to take these two right here, and it seems completely fine. Let me see if I can take a third province. And it might not be that fine because remember, I am also going to hit Yaroslavl and full annex them right now. So let me not take this province right here. Instead, I'm going to make them give me war reps, meal access, and food access because we are going to fight Yaroslavl, as I said, and some money. Then send demand. Okay, so now we have Volok, which is what we wanted from them, and I'm going to start integrating it because yeah, it's part of a province I already owned. And then these two provinces, I'm going to make them a vassal. We also have these three vassals, which were also vassals that already existed. So this means we have we have them right now as ours, and we don't need to create new vassals, which is fine. So yeah, let me go ahead and create these two. As you can see, they are not historical subjects, so we have to create custom subjects. We'll do one here, vassal of course, and assign someone who's bad. Say this guy, for example, Uliana. Okay, okay, and then do the same for this second province. Let's give it to this guy Nikolaev. Okay, okay. And now we have two more vassals. Yes, these are many vassals, but we are going to get even more. Now it's time to declare on Yaroslavl. Once you get this event, the Kremlin, pick either the first option or the third one. This is because the Kremlin, as you can see, gives a lot of very nice bonuses, and we want to have these very nice bonuses, right? So if you pick the first option, you are going to angry a bit your neighbors, your direct neighbors, not your vassal neighbors. So in this case, it's going to be only Smolensk, Dimitrov, and yeah, Yuriev Polsky, and Vladimir and Ryazan. It's completely fine because we have either already improved relations with them, or they are in the union with us, so it's completely fine to lose some relations with them. If you click on this option, Tver will be disloyal, but you won't anger anyone. I don't think it's worth to make Tver disloyal, because why would you want a disloyal subject, right? So I'm going to click on the first option. Yes, we will go in depth just to take some loans. It's completely fine, as long as you remember to pay them later. Now let's keep the ball rolling and let's declare on Yaroslavl, who, as you can see, has Rostov as a vassal, meaning that we will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, not 5, because this and this are the same, 4 subjects in the same war, which is awesome. At least it is for me. So let's get our parliament approved claims on province, casus belli, and then declare on Yaroslavl. Third parliament, and I think you should fabricate another casus belli. In this case, do it on Dimitrov. This is other nation we want to conquer instead of vassalizing, because they are part of the province of Zvenigorod, which we already own. So we're going to annex them and then integrate them, just as we're doing with Volok. Now, as we've been doing for the whole game, we'll annex Yaroslavl, take max money and send the demand. Also, as you can see, there are many nations that are mad at us, but this doesn't matter because, as you can see, we have truce with Novgorod, truce with Rostov, positive opinions from Suzdal, and truce with these three. Also, these two are going to be annexed anytime soon. Well, not these ones, but these ones are a Lithuanian vassal, so we don't care. And yes, we're going to annex Dimitrov in our next war. So we're not getting coalition, guys. Yeah. Now, again, and as always, let's release Yaroslavl as our vassal. Historical subjects, Principality of Yaroslavl, vassal, and boom, we are now even bigger. Now, as I said before, our next target is Dimitrov. They might have some ally that's a vassal of someone who's our union. In this case, it's Galits Mersky. We don't care. We are going to select our casus belli as always and declare as always. Now, as I said, Galits Mersky is a vassal of Kostroma, who is our junior partner, so we don't care about vassalizing Galits ourselves. We are only going to humiliate them, ask them for max money, war reps, and who knows, maybe meal access and food access just in case we need it for anything on demand. Okay. Then we can go and take these two locations for ourselves, max money, and let's full annex Dimitrov. Okay. Now it will also get integrated because we were already integrating Benigorod. Now, what do? We get ready to fight the Golden Horde. One more parliament means one more casus belli, and this means one more war. Parliament approved claims, and whoop, we need to install them first, right? Yep. May your sky be filled with comets. Okay. Now just click declare, okay, and there we are. Let's get our Levi's. No, we're not calling Chernihiv. Raise all Levi. Do we really need all of them? No, we don't, but whatever. And let's, yeah, switch down their capital. Now, this is the best pop-up we could have got. It means we can start centralizing the union, so we are going to do it. Ideally, we would like to go for vote for unified treasury, but as you can see, we don't meet the requirements because we don't have a true union under a single ruler. Because if you check our ruler, the only titles he has are Regent of Muscovy and Grand Prince of Kolomna. But not to worry guys, because as soon as our heir gets of age, we will be able to swap this policy, vote for cooperative investment, to vote for unified treasury, which is the one we want. So for now we're just going to do this one, because why not, and we'll swap later. See, now that we have a new ruler, or is it Ivan II Rurikovich, this means we can now start changing the centralization laws in the union to the ones we want. So we're going for vote for unified succession law. Okay, and then we'll just wait. Yeah, this is what I told you in my state setup explanation. I told you we were later getting some very good government reform, and this is the government reform I mentioned. Grants access to the prikazy. As you can see, prikazy gives us centralization, legislative efficiency, which we don't care much about, but efficiency of our cabinet and centralization are great. We're going to take this and replace this thing, feudal nobility, for prikazy. There's it. Okay. Then, as I said before, we're going to change the policy we have on the economy of the union, centralization law. We're going to change cooperative investment for unified treasury, because it gives us another integration level. So we go, click in OK, and then wait until we can pass the next thing, which will be not this, but this, mutual offense. And as soon as we get mutual offense, we're going to declare on Ryazan, we're going to vassalize them, and then we're going to declare on the Great Horde. Unless they win the civil war. In this case, then we're going to just wait until they get another civil war, because the Golden Horde gets a civil war every 3 years or so. So yeah, this is the perfect moment to strike once you've consolidated Russia and once they are in a civil war. As I have vassalized Novosil earlier, I now have the wordseed following through on thread casus belli on Ryazan. So once I want to declare on them, I'll do it with this casus belli. This means I don't need to fabricate a new one for them. Now I could either pass this Duma, because I haven't passed no Duma yet, but I might just make a claim on someone else, maybe on Bryansk, because they have some, how was it called? Some autocephalous patriarchate or something like that. So annexing them would give me a lot of money, and they have no allies. So yeah, it would make sense to strike them right now. Or I could hit Smolensk, even though I think I can't fully annex Smolensk in a single war, or vassalize them actually, because I don't want to fully annex them, right? I want to vassalize them. I mean, I can beat them, as long as, yeah, but Volhynia won't be a problem. Yeah, why not? Let's make casus belli on Smolensk. Where do they have more? Nowhere. Yeah, let's do this. And now spend on Diplo and wait until I can declare on them. I mean, I could technically declare on the Golden Horde and beat them because we are slightly stronger than them. Also, I think they are at war, right? Yes. Oh, no. They are in a civil war, but they were fighting some Central Asian a few moments ago. Anyway, even though I could declare on them and beat them, I won't do it because imagine the nobles win the civil war. Now I would have to fight a newly established dynasty on the Golden Horde that would be stronger than the current one. So yeah, that's why I haven't declared on them yet, and I'm waiting to centralize a bit more the Muscovite Union before declaring. Okay, so this is kind of weird, like I did not expect Novgorod to be beating Sweden at this point, well, at any point actually. But yeah, anyway, we'll see what are they up to later. Now we're going to declare on Smolensk, let's go belligerent Volhynia. And did we select? Yes, we did. Select the correct casus belli, declare war. Okay, okay. Right, so let's go. Okay, let's summon Levi's. Where are them? There they are. Raise Levi's. Load the game, and let's see what can we do in this war. We just got the proximity cost advance, so as you can see we have 0% in professional armies, and the same for banking, and the same for renaissance. This is why we didn't take the plus 20% institution growth from the Age of Traditions, because we are in Russia, we are not getting institutions anytime soon. So now what we're going for is less antagonism, because we are now going to start expanding in Ruthenia, and there's way more antagonism in Ruthenia than in proper Russia, right? And after doing this, we're going for everything that gives our states literacy, like max literacy for clergy, max literacy for burghers, and where are the nobles literacy? There is it. Now let me separate this level, and I'll separate peace, and I'll ask them to break their treaties, their alliances with Smolensk and Volhynia, because even though my plan is to vassalize both Volhynia and Smolensk, I might not be able to do it because of multiple reasons. So I'll ask them for meal access and to break those alliances. No money, no war reps, no nothing, because I want to have a short truce with these guys. They go next after Smolensk, so yeah, let's just send them the event. Now this is what we were waiting for. Muscovite Union, mutual offense, and vote for assured offense. Once we pass this, every time we declare on someone, every union we have will aid us in the war. So yeah, we want to pass this, of course. Okay, so as I said, there's no way for me to make both Volhynia and Smolensk a vassal, because check, if I make Volhynia a vassal, I'll get coalitioned by Halik and Kiev. I might be able to dodge this by improving relations and so on, but imagine now I do a vassalization of Smolensk on top of this. Yeah, no chance. So I'm going to just humiliate them and do the classic meal access, war reps, make them break their alliance with Chernihiv. Also, maybe they have some realmary or something with Lithuania or food access, so I'll make them break this too. And money. Why can't I send this? Oh, okay, yeah, of course not. I forgot to remove the vassalization. Oops. So yeah, meal access, war reps, money, humiliate, and break treated with Chernihiv, Lithuania, Novgorod, Kiev, and yeah, I think this is enough. And demand, okay. Let's also separate peace Novgorod, who has intervened for some reason, even though they stood no chance. So let's make them break their alliance with Ryazan, because I'm declaring on Ryazan right now. And let's take some more money, just like this, and demand, okay. Now look at this. I think we'll still dodge this coalition, because I've improved relations with pretty much all of these guys, and I have a truce with half of the other. So we'll be fine. But yeah, let's vassalize Smolensk. I don't think I'll take this, or maybe I should. Let me check if I can stop taking money and take this. No, no way. Yeah, let's just take money instead and send demand. Well, this is anticlimactic. Vladimir has declared on the Golden Horde. Now I have to fight the Golden Horde. And yeah, like, I can beat them. But I did not expect to break the Tatar Yoke by just waiting until Vladimir declares. I wanted to do it myself, you know? Yeah, this was very anticlimactic. I mean, if Vladimir declaring the war instead of me wasn't anticlimactic enough, now look at this. This is how the Tatar Yoke has been broken. It just disbanded. I didn't even need to select it on the pistol. Just broke. No more Tatar Yoke. Well, I've got to say, I'm surprised, but I am as disappointed as surprised. Like, it's been such a fun run, man. Like, I love playing Muscovy, right? And then, uh, after you've been playing your whole game preparing for this goal, like declaring on the Golden Horde by yourself, beating them in battle, and then make them let everyone free, basically breaking the Tatar Yoke in the peace deal, sounds very epic. And yeah, we we didn't get to do it this time. So I mean, it's funny, and it's from the gameplay point of view, it's better to do it like this because now we can use this war score for something else, right? But it's still disappointing from the LARP point of view. So yeah, that's what I have to say about this. Let's just finish this war. And there is it. Vladimir pieced out the Golden Horde. So now we have to disband all of our device, of course. And let me see, what do we do with our new territories, right? So there is no historical subject I can release. Again, let's release 2 custom subjects. Vassals, because I like them more than fiefdoms for no reason at all. And let's assign again someone very bad, such as this guy, Yakim, and Dimitri for the other subject. Now there's something else I wanted to do before finishing, and it's this. Where is it? Banal Lordship. As you can see, as Muscovy, we have a debuff in every single province because we have this privilege, Banal Lordship, that gives us less 5% control, right? So as soon as we can revoke some privilege from the boyars, we have to go ahead and remove this one. Some others, such as only nobility as leaders, are bad as well, but none comes close to this one, Banal Lordship. So let's revoke it and click OK, because now if you'd like to continue such campaign, just tell me and let me know, not only by commenting, saying make a second part playing Russia please, I like this so much. Also leave a like and subscribe so I know you really like these kind of videos. So yeah, With all this being said, thank you so much for watching and see you on the next one. Bye bye.